Testing, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. Find a good place to put my mic. Hello, everybody. Get your questions in now, if you like. You could also get them in later. I'm not telling you what to do. You know, don't take it the wrong way. You can send your questions whenever you feel like it. Make sure I have everything in order before you get to see me. Oh boy, I need a haircut. I guess I'm not the only person in that situation. Right now, that could be a pretty common problem. Let me get the chat set up. I suppose this is sort of a chat-centric stream. So I do have the combined chat that I'm looking at, by the way. Very often the YouTube people are understandably upset that their chat does not get the attention that the Twitch chat does. I want to make it clear I'm looking at both chats right now. So you can ask your questions wherever, and I can't guarantee I'll see them or answer them, but your chances of being seen are completely the same because it's all just one chat for me. I'm looking at the same thing. Hello, everybody. How's it going? My hair's not so bad. The beard. There's this weird phenomenon where my fellow beard holders will understand, but there's this weird phenomenon where like the beard grows twice as fast as the hair on top. I don't quite know how that happens, but it does. Let me get a little bit better lighting here. That's the other thing. What about if we had some sunlight? Would that help? Is the sun good at lighting things? Yeah, I guess that'll work. Hello, everybody. Many of you have probably seen one of these streams before, but here's the idea. I am a certified Lichess person who is an expert in all things Lichess. Well, not all things. Not even most things. I'm an expert in some Lichess things, and we just want to give the community a chance to pepper me with questions, to hold my feet to the fire. Is that the idiom? Yeah, I think it is. So, yeah, send me your questions. Make them hurt. Really go after me. There are a few things that we won't discuss, and I feel, comfortable saying that because I'm saying up front, I'm not, dodging the question. I'm flatly refusing to answer it. It's all above board. We will not talk about the specifics of cheat detection because that makes things much easier for cheaters. And we will also not talk about bans. If you got banned and you were very upset about it and you would like us to not ban you anymore, I understand, but we're not going to discuss it here. You need to go to the appropriate appeal page, which shouldn't be too hard to find. Let's get into the questions. What do we have here? What do we have? From where does Lichess get revenue? Revenue doesn't seem like the right word. Maybe it is. I was about to get super offended by the word revenue, assuming that it was associated with businesses, but I don't think it is. I think charities can have revenue. I think, like churches can have revenue. Is that correct? Somebody help me out in chat. Yeah, I think anybody can have revenue. Yeah, we're not a business. We are a charity. We are a community organization, and we have lots of things to pay for. The servers to support a website with hundreds of thousands of concurrent users are very expensive, and we get all of that money from donations. And all of them are meticulously tracked, and you can see all sorts of interesting donation information if you go to the homepage. And let's see, where's this? One moment. Go right here to donate, which is lichess.org/patron. And of course, you can donate here if you want to. There are some questions about how it works and how you get the trophy, etc., etc. There is our, active creation for the charity in France. There is a detailed cost breakdown, which we work very hard to keep updated on our monthly costs. And you can find all the information there. What is your true name? Lichess. You mean me personally? It's right here. My name's Nojoke. You want my legal name? Do you want my social security number too? I feel like you could do nefarious things with that information. I don't want to give it to you. How long will it take to train from 0 ELO to 2,000 at 37-year-olds? Well, I assume you mean you're a beginner, that you don't have 0 ELO, because that isn't really something that happens. It certainly doesn't happen on Lichess. There's a floor that you can't go past. I don't know. It's not the kind of question I want to answer. I want Lichess questions, not chess questions. Have people ever hacked Lichess.org? I think the answer to that question is no. But people have a weird definition of hacked. And in fact, the devs get a little prickly about this, because what'll happen is people will steal teams via charming private messages. They'll private message some team owner on Lichess and say, "Hey, I'm a very rich person, and I'll give you some of my rich person money if you just make me the leader of the team." And then they do, and they like kick all the old leaders out of the team, maybe close the team, whatever. And then the person complains, understandably, no one wants that to happen to them. And they say, "I was hacked." And the devs get a little prickly. Like, first, we want to help them. You know, I understand you're upset. But hacked is not the word. You were not hacked. You gave away control of the team. And, you know, this person tricked you, and it's not very nice. But that is not hacking. You know, a car is meant to start when you put the key in the ignition. So if you give someone your key and they take your car, it's not really the car's fault, is it? When the devs hear the word hacked to them and to me means that something in the system was wrong, right? That someone like somehow got access to information they weren't supposed to have. And as far as I know, that hasn't really ever happened on Lichess. I'm not aware of any, you know, maybe before I was here something happened, but I'm not aware of Lichess ever being hacked, I guess is the answer. I should try to answer these questions more quickly because there's a lot of them. I'm taking like 20 minutes to answer each question. Let's see. Is there any chance we can set up round robin tournaments in the future? It's not totally impossible, but you're definitely not going to see round robin on Lichess in the near future. And personally, I'm not a big fan of that as a feature. Now, I'm not the king of Lichess, so there's lots of things that I like, you know, I'm not the one that decides that. I guess I should say the team will decide it together. And it's not totally impossible we would have round robin. Personally, I don't think round robin works very well with online chess tournaments because they don't deal well with people leaving, with not, you know, finishing the tournament. And that's just a fact of life with online chess. I don't think there's ever been an arena tournament. As someone will give an example, there's very rarely been an arena tournament where everyone started on time and all of those people finished every single game right to the end. People leave, and you're allowed to leave. It's a silly chess game. It's supposed to be fun. And people leaving really screws up a round robin. And you can kind of do it on your own, can't you? You just play each other. Just challenge. Go. Why do you need a Lichess page with the score? Keep track of it yourself. What else do we have? I noticed a lot of these aren't questions. Not a lot. There's one or two that people just want to kind of yell at me. They want to shout at me about something they don't like. So I'm not ignoring those people. I see you, but you haven't really asked a question, so I'm just going to go on to the people that did. How are puzzles automatically found within games? Is the code available? Yeah, it is, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the algorithm that finds the puzzles is open source, and you should be able to find it on Thibaut's GitHub page because he is the creator of it. If you don't find it there, that means that I was wrong, that it isn't open source, but I believe it is. And it's just simply an algorithm that uses Stockfish and looks for puzzles. It looks for positions that are appropriate for puzzles, where there is one clear winning move, where, you know, I'm not sure exactly how it decides what is a good puzzle position, but that's what it does. When you make puzzles, you kind of sort of need an algorithm to do it. People can help a lot, and they do on Lichess puzzles. We have voting, but you need a crazy number of puzzles. There's, I don't know, 700,000 or 800,000 puzzles on Lichess right now. Eventually there'll be 1 million. It's very hard for human beings to like curate 1 million puzzles. What they can do is like vote on them after the algorithm finds them. But if you're starting from scratch, getting human beings to make 1 million puzzles from scratch is a very tough ask. Revenue is apparently the correct term. Churches are pretty businessy. We're going to get into that discussion. I've tried many times to stream on Lichess, but it didn't appear on the streamers list. Why? There's a page. There's documentation on that. Hopefully somebody will link it. How does Lichess manage the 0-second latency with pre-moves? Well, there's lag correction. It's very, very slight lag correction. You're never going to get, 15 seconds back with lag correction. At least I don't think so. And the same thing can work with 0-second pre-moves. I hope that makes sense as an answer. People ask me all the time where I get the wings. It's too hard to find, obviously. Yeah, I guess there's a question implicit in that comment, so I'll answer. The Patron program that you're looking at, by the way, right now, I should scroll up so you get a good look at it. I guess there are people that don't know about the Patron program. The fact that somebody asked, how we pay for things, I guess, would prove that some people don't know about the Patron program. We could make it more visible. I can think of 10 ways off the top of my head to make it more visible. We could put the giant, what's his name from Wikipedia, like banner ad on every page of Thibaut just like staring daggers into the camera. Please give us money. I think the reason we don't is that would make the site worse. I don't think you want us to do that. I don't think we want to do that. That sounds really bad. We would get more money, but we don't necessarily need more money. I mean, not to brag, but we're paying for everything right now in reasonable security. So why would we screw up the site? Anyway, that's just the way we look at it. What do we got here? Is Blitz Tactics from the Lichess team? No. It is sort of indirectly from Lichess, depending on what you mean by from Lichess. Blitz Tactics uses Lichess code to make Blitz Tactics, which they are completely allowed to do, which we want them to do. Lichess is open source, so anybody can use the Lichess code to make their own site. The only requirement is that they publish the source of whatever they make, which Blitz Tactics has done. And in fact, we helped promote Blitz Tactics. We had a whole blog post about our favorite open source sites, and Blitz Tactics made an appearance. What else do we have here? Is Lishogi linked to Lichess? No, same as Blitz Tactics. The people running Lishogi and the people running Blitz Tactics and the people running Lichess are three distinct groups of people with no overlap whatsoever, as far as I know. They use the code, which they are allowed to do. What is the capacity of all Lichess servers? That sounds like a question for the sysadmin. I should say up front, I am not a Lichess dev, so some of the more technical questions will go over my head. There's a few technical things I know from having listened to the devs talk to each other, but the capacity of servers, I don't think you can really answer that question with like a concrete number. I don't think they can say like 326,573 people will break the servers. If it's 72, we're fine. That 73rd one, flames, explosions, it's over. I think they just look at the servers, and if they're doing well, then we're good. And if they're struggling, then we need more servers. We need to be more efficient. We need to fix something. On the Lichess app, we can see all of our online followers / friends. Are all of your followers your friends? That's an interesting question. Anyway, is there a way for that to be enabled on the website? Well, yes, you can't see it because my face is in the way, but yeah, I assume there's a box down in the lower right-hand corner with the people you're following. You can also look at it here. Go to your profile. You can see everyone that's following you. You can see everyone that you are following. I assume that answers the question. Can I joke because according to you, there's no joke? Yeah, I would prefer if no one jokes. Please don't make any jokes. I have something new I want to show you guys. I may have to break up the question train to show it to you because there's something new on the website today, never seen before. And I'm very excited to present it. Maybe a couple more questions. What do we have here? What are the features that are on your radar? Some requested features that you're considering implementing, working on? Well, we don't really answer that question. As I've said before in previous streams, we don't like to announce things ahead of time. They just sort of appear on the website when they're ready. And that is because why would you ever announce anything? I know why, but it sounds horrible announcing things because you start working on them and it doesn't work out, and it'll take longer than you thought it would take in the beginning, or you just decide it's a bad idea and you're not doing it, or something else comes up that's more important and you have to work on that instead. Why would you ever announce things? I don't know. I have the suspicion that for-profit websites that announce things are doing it for like investors, maybe? I don't know. That's not my world. It's all Greek to me. I can only guess why people announce things. Which stockfish has the mathematical solution to chess? None of them? Yet? Soon enough? Is Lichess launching multiple pre-move option? No. No plans to do that in the near future. When will Puzzle Rush come to Lichess? Can I do the Puzzle Rush response? We do that every week. It's okay that you asked about it. It's perfectly fine. There will never be Puzzle Rush on Lichess. I've done this joke 15 times. There will never be Puzzle Rush on Lichess because Puzzle Rush is a trademark of chess.com. And they would understandably be very upset if there was ever anything on any website called Puzzle Rush. There could certainly be timed puzzles. Timed puzzles existed before Puzzle Rush, and people request them all the time. They could certainly appear on Lichess. And in fact, the puzzle system is what's getting a lot of attention right now from the devs. So the chances of that are better than they've ever been. Let's show you some stuff, guys. I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to take a little break from the question train and show you guys something. So the new thing on the website today, as I said, the puzzle system is getting lots of attention. If you go to puzzles, it gives you a puzzle right away. Click on the themes, and I'm sure you're all familiar with the new puzzle system and the puzzle themes. But what is new today is these options over on the left. Right? It says puzzles, puzzle themes, puzzle dashboard, improvement areas, strengths, and puzzle history. These are all new today. Well, early this morning, I guess, was when it dropped. So go to dashboard, and it shows you this very cool radar graph, which shows you things that you're good at and things that you are not so good at, and also gives you a chance to replay puzzles that you got wrong. Right? You click on this and it gives you a puzzle that you got wrong at some point. Oh, I remember this one. What else do we have? Improvement areas. This is kind of the same information presented on the graph, but in a, just presented in a different way. So it shows you what the themes that you've gotten wrong. You can replay them by theme. And it also, you can click on strengths and see the stuff that you're good at. Right? So it's not all criticism. We do give some praise. We're not completely cruel. And then the last one is puzzle history, which just shows the puzzles that you've done. And it goes back to the beginning of time. Yeah, it just goes back forever. It just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls. I could, if we had enough time, I could show you the puzzles I did as an infant on here. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to show you guys. I guess we can get back to questions now. I'm going to skip ahead a bit. If I skip your question, I'm sorry. I just want... I think I'm going to skip ahead on questions because, I fear that I'll always be answering questions from, a half hour ago, and those people will have left, and we'll have a situation where absolutely no one gets to hear the answer to their question. I should also point out there's usually Lichess people, other Lichess people, in chat answering questions as well. So you have an excellent chance of getting your question answered. And if you're seeing this later, if you're watching the YouTube video or something later on, and you have a question, come to the Discord. On the homepage, if you scroll down a bit on the left side here, you'll see links to some social media sites, our Twitter, our Discord, our YouTube, our Twitch. Our Facebook is not there because they're awful. The Discord is frequented by real live Lichess people that can answer your Lichess questions 24 hours a day. There are certain hours where the question might come a little more slowly, but, you know, we will do our best. Is Bughouse definitely never happening? Never is a long time. I would not say that definitely, no. Never is a very, very long time, and strange things can happen when given enough time to happen. It is definitely not happening in the very near future. Long term, maybe. People ask for it a lot. A lot of people ask for Bughouse. So that is a point in its favor, right? Lots of people ask for Bughouse. It's not an obscure feature request. The problem with Bughouse is that it adds a lot of complexity. Everything is different in Bughouse. You know, the rating system, the seek system, every system on Lichess is basically built for a two-player game, which means they would all have to be rebuilt for Bughouse. Is there any chance of Magnus coming on Lichess Plays? No plans in the near future, but I would certainly be in favor. Not answering cheat detection questions, sorry. I see a couple of those. How do you guys incentivize streamers? Do people like Rosen stream on Lichess just because of the good features? Well, we don't pay anyone to stream on Lichess. Let me be very clear what I mean about that. We do not pay anyone to play on Lichess on their channel, and I don't think we ever will. I certainly am not in favor of doing that. We do pay people occasionally to stream on our channel, right? So some of the streamers you see on our channel are paid. None of the people on other channels are paid by us to stream on their channel. I don't think that would be a good use of donation money. I don't think people that donate to Lichess want their money to be spent on convincing a streamer who would be streaming in any case to stream from Lichess instead of some other site. Personally. I guess there are incentives to stream on Lichess. Not financial incentives, but there are incentives. You can have a Lichess streamer page, which notifies all of your followers on Lichess that you are streaming, makes you appear on the streamer list up here under streamers. Eric Rosen, for example, every time he streams is linked on the homepage, so that's an incentive. Anyway, but I would listen to feedback on all of that. If there's somebody in chat who desperately wants us to spend donation money to pay people to stream from Lichess, like, by all means, make your case. I'll listen. I don't know if you're going to convince me, but I'll listen. How to join Lichess as a developer. If you are a devy sort of person and you want to do Lichess things, I would recommend, first of all, that you watch the videos on our YouTube channel about setting up the Lichess dev environment. And then I would head to the Discord, which has a very active dev community. And then just start looking through the GitHub issues. Look for very simple stuff. Don't try to code Bughouse on your first day. Look for like spelling errors and whatnot. Is there any way to see puzzles that were created from your games? There is, but not with a button. There's no website that's like called mypuzzlesonlichess.org. Although maybe there should be. Get to work on that, somebody. All puzzles that are... Let me set this up, actually. One moment. All puzzles... I'll keep talking. All puzzles on Lichess are downloadable. And they are on this website right here, which is database.lichess.org. You can download all the games played on Lichess, and you can also download puzzles. There are a lot of puzzles. 900,000 puzzles right now, and that number will continue to rise. It will go up and up. You can download those puzzles and then search through them for any username, including your own. It's a lot to download, and probably it's not You're not downloading like a Microsoft Word file, so you may need some technical abilities to know how to search it, but it is possible. You can do what I did, which is have friends with the technical abilities and ask them to look for your games. My only game that I have in the puzzle database is completely heartbreaking. I think I resign in a winning position. I think I like resign one move into the puzzle. Anyway, I don't want to think about it. It makes me very sad. It makes me very sad, and you're supposed to be happy in life. Skipping ahead a bit. Why is Facebook awful? I mean, it's awful for all of the reasons that most, I'm not going to say most. It's awful for reasons that a lot of websites are awful, in that it has ads and it sells your information and it spies on you. And it's also just bad in terms of being useful to Lichess. Having used Facebook a bit and used other social medias, I get the strong impression that Facebook is pay to play. Facebook is an advertising platform, right? They're selling the ability to like show whatever your page is to people. And if you don't pay for advertising, it won't work very well. And Lichess does not pay for advertising. So yeah, I don't like Facebook very much. So a lot of those criticisms also apply to Twitter and YouTube and whatever else. I understand. Facebook ain't awful. You just grew up. I never liked Facebook. It's like somebody's asking like 5 times about detecting cheat. We're not going to talk about cheat detection. And never will. Will there be a Lichess dating site? You know what? I'm going to break the rule. I'm going to announce something. Lichess dating site, we'll have it by next Wednesday. Ready to go. Join the beta testing now. One second, let me set something up here. What is your personal opinion on stalling in arenas? I'm against it. That is my personal opinion, and also the opinion of, I think everyone, right? I don't know. Stalling is sort of a hard thing to police because it's hard to know when people are stalling. Disconnections are a thing. When you're playing against someone and you have mate in one and they like don't move for 5 minutes, very likely they're being salty and ridiculous in a poor sport. There is the outside chance that they disconnected. That is a thing that happens. I understand it's unlikely in that specific situation. Lichess treats both situations the same, by the way. You get a warning, you get another warning, you get a small timeout, you get a longer timeout, you get a longer timeout. If you ever see someone say, like, I got timed out for 2 days because I aborted a game, you did not get timed out for 2 days because you aborted a game. You have to abort quite a few games to get timed out. What do you think of Ben Feingold? I don't know, he seems nice. Let's see. People have some silly questions. Hard to find. Oh, apparently there is a Puzzles from Your Games website already. That's cool. I wasn't aware. Awesome. Now I can look up that tragic game I played a long time ago and get very sad about it again. That's great that that's possible. Will there be any new variants? Not in the near future. I discovered a bug. When you are making arrows, you can usually make only legal moves, but this logic disappears if you hold the right button while drawing and dragging it off the board, then back on the board. I guess that's a bug. I have to think about if that's a bug, you can put it on the GitHub page. Do you all know about our GitHub page? Can I promote our GitHub page a little bit? So the absolute epicenter of Lichess development is our GitHub page right here. There's actually a few different pieces of software that go into making Lichess, but this is the main one, Lila, right? Which means Lichess in Scala. It's a portmanteau. And if you find a bug, you can make a GitHub issue right here. Probably best is to sort of triage your issue by going to the Discord first, because what you think is a bug may be working as intended, or it may be something that was already fixed, you know, and the fix hasn't been put on the site yet. So I would head to Discord with your bug, and then if it is really a bug, you can make a GitHub issue. You can also follow, where is it? You can follow the commits, which is new bits of code. You can see all the new bits of code right here. By the way, the commits are cool because I'm sure that there are people whose eyes are glazing over a bit, if they're non-technical people, looking at this like, oh, awesome, I'll look at the code, which I don't understand, and it'll be just random characters to me. Commits are usually explained with very easily readable English explanations. I can't guarantee that everyone watching this stream can just go to the Git and understand every word of every commit, but I think you'd be able to follow most of them. Some of them, at least. Is there a working group for cheat detection? Yes. We have a large team of cheat mods. Cheat detection is easily the area of the website that gets the most man hours by a big margin. It's not even close. Anything else? There are a lot of games played on Lichess. There's 5 million or so games played every day. And there's lots of cheat reports, and there's just lots of work to do. And we do as much of it as we can with automatically. We let computers handle as much of it as we can, but there's still a lot left for human beings. Is there a Magnus detection? I'm not sure what that means. Okay. I'm going to skip ahead a bit. Can we expect some new piece sets and board themes? Yeah, maybe. I don't know of any coming up real soon, but generally the way we get new piece sets is that somebody makes a new piece set. And they come to us and they say, hey, check out my cool piece set. And we say, hey, that's cool. Can we put it on the website? And they say, yep, go ahead. And then there's a new piece set. That is generally how that process goes. Can you please add move confirmation till rapid instead of using always? So you're saying move confirmation in some time controls and not in others? It's kind of an obscure feature request, if I'm honest. What else do we have here? How to improve my chess. Why are you asking me how to improve your chess? If I knew how to improve your chess, don't you think I would have improved my chess? What's the website to the database of your games? I'm sure somebody linked it. It is database.lichess.org. It's linked somewhere on the site. I believe it's on source. Is it here? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, whatever. I'm all caught up here. How many people are employed by Lichess? How many of them are computer scientists? I'm not sure what the definition of a computer scientist is. There are, I believe, 5 or 6 regular employees of Lichess, and that number is a small percentage of the total people that work for Lichess. I looked into it maybe a month ago. It's very hard to count how many people work for Lichess because most of them are volunteers, and volunteers kind of come and go. Somebody, new shows up and they do a lot of work, and then, they get a job or they get a girlfriend or something happens and they're working less, and then they show back up later and do a lot of work. So I could be very silly and just add up anyone who's ever done anything for Lichess over the years and be like, there's 10,000 people. No. Within a certain time period, within the last month or so, there's probably about 50 people who have done some useful work on Lichess. Almost all of them volunteers, unpaid. Hello, who is he? Don't say who is he. I can hear you. I'm talking to you. I'm right here. It's disrespectful. My name is Nojoke. It's right here. Maybe a weird question, but why is 5 plus 5 considered rapid on Lichess while it's blitz on chess.com? We have to set the line somewhere. I would, to me personally, I don't think 5 plus 5 doesn't sound like blitz. I mean, it's on the line. It's close. Don't ask Tom Segura about chess, ask him about comedy. That's pretty funny. We need to be better about whitelisting some links. I thought we whitelisted everything. Man, Nightbot whitelisting is very confusing. If somebody got banned for posting links, I apologize to you. Well, you wouldn't get banned. You'd get timed out. Can you make a feature on Lichess where we can undo and redo changes made in our studies? I don't quite understand that one. You can delete anything in a study. You can delete variations. You right-click, delete variation. You can delete commentary. So I don't quite know what that means. I'd like to build a Lichess calendar with all of my games. Would it be possible to add the end date of every game to the API? Yeah, there is an API to download games. And, the starting time of the game is part of the information given. So that should be possible, technically. What is your job at Lichess? I do Twitch streams where I answer questions. Who is the boss of Lichess? This is a good question. The answer is basically no one. We are essentially a flat organization. There is essentially no hierarchy. No one at Lichess is like checking with their boss. Not exactly. The charity that we are registered as requires a board of directors. But that board of directors, the board isn't meeting to decide what Lichess is going to do. No one is like checking with the board of directors to ask if they can do something or how to handle something. We have a board of directors because the law requires us to have a board of directors. Essentially, the big decisions are made as a group. We talk it out as the team, and the little decisions are made by whoever is around to make them when they need to be made. I'm sure there's some, informal hierarchy. I should admit to that. I would imagine, for example, like people that have been with the team a long time are probably deferred to from people that have been with the team for a short time. That's only natural. How can we see positions available to Lichess to apply for? We don't take applications for, I assume you mean employment. It's not how we do things. Sorry. I was annoyed by an obnoxious guy in a streamer tournament. Is there a moderator option for owners of the tournament? Yes. If you are the creator of a tournament, or you are the creator of a team, or you are the creator of a study, the chat box in that study, or that tournament, or that team, you can moderate. You can time people out. You cannot ban them from the site. That would be a bit extreme. but you can time them out from your chat box that you own. The way that you do it is you find the offending message that you don't approve of, hover your mouse to the right of it, and you'll see a little button. It will appear when you look for it. Lots of questions about unlimited pre-moves. I don't believe we'll ever have unlimited pre-moves. I mean, like I said, never is a long time. Who knows? But not a big fan of multiple pre-moves myself, and I think people on the team are kind of on that page. The same page as I am. Can I get points in university for volunteering at Lichess? That's up to your university, pal. We can't tell them what to do. Unless you're going to Lichess University, which I don't think you are because that doesn't exist. Can Lichess launch 3D chessboards and pieces? We have 3D chessboards and pieces. Kind of. It's kind of faux 3D, but it counts. What else do we have? How do you think Lichess became so popular among top players compared to the other big commercial sites? Well, the true answer to that question is I have no idea. In general in life, I don't think you should ever... There's this thing where like people that have had some success or are seen to have some success or like asked how they do it, and they have a round table where they opine sagely on the correct way of doing everything. People that did something well or had some kind of success don't necessarily know why that happened. Why has Lichess had success? I think it's just the site is really good. I think people play and they like it and they come back. Why is the site really good? That question has a more complicated answer. Where's the majority of development on Lichess focus right now? We are super into puzzles right now. All about puzzles right now. I've seen this question a couple times. Something about banning people when they belittle Africans or women. Yeah, obviously any sort of, racism or xenophobia or just rudeness can get you banned on Lichess. So many questions. Love the site. Why am I not getting the flaming streamer icon when I stream? I use the word Lichess in the title. There's documentation on that. Hopefully somebody links it. You can ask for it in the Discord if you can't, if you didn't get a link. Somebody asking for Puzzle Rush. How does Lichess make money from donations? People donate money and then we use it to pay for servers. Can we see video integration of players on Lichess? Maybe. Why is Antarctica considered a country according to Lichess? Why not? We can call anything a country we want. There's like a pirate flag too. Pirates aren't a country. We just want to have a pirate flag on Lichess. Just let us have it. Why do you care? Pirate flags are cool. Is the Lichess Illuminati real? Yes. Good question. The answer is yes, by the way. I wasn't saying yes, it's a good question. It is a good question. Why does Lichess have no photo profile and no country symbol? Well, we do have both. We just don't have it on the game page. You can put an image in your profile. A picture of yourself if you like. That would be a profile photo, I guess. And you can put a flag. But you don't see it on the game page. I'm not personally too excited about seeing that on the game page anyway. It just seems like extra stuff. I prefer the more non-complex user interface. Man, people spam questions. We should probably have some more, I don't know. We could have a different way of accepting questions. Could you do something like Puzzle Rush on Lichess? Yes, there might be timed puzzles at some point. There could be timed puzzles. How are the cheater point refunds calculated? This is a good question. So, if you lose to a cheater on Lichess, you may get the points that you lost refunded to you. And some of you may have had the experience of getting a private message that says, here, have your 7 points back. Sorry about that. However, not every game lost to a cheater results in a refund. And you wouldn't want it to, because that would be, I mean, there are accounts that have played like 10,000 games, 20,000 games. And, you know, the person has not necessarily been cheating for all 20,000 of them. So there needs to be some limit to it, right? Where's refunds? On here, there should be a refund. Here we go. There's a formula right here, if you're interested. Essentially, recent games get refunded. And you can't... a refund cannot result in your rating going above where it was when you lost the game, if that makes sense. And you wouldn't want it to. I mean, imagine some scenario where someone loses 200 points to a cheater, and then they keep playing, and they get back to their old rating 200 points higher, and then the cheater gets banned, and they get 200 extra rating points? That doesn't seem right. Man, I already answered the Antarctica question, and it continues to be spammed. I'm going to add a second, a third, and a fourth Antarctica flag to Lichess just out of spite. Not only is Antarctica a country, it's the best country. It's better than your country, whatever that is. Do you watch Cobra Kai? No. Sorry, it might be good. I don't watch it. Does Lichess have any Monte Carlo engine analysis features? No. I'm not super familiar with how that works either, to be honest. Can there ever be a Ligo based on all the same framework as chess? Yes, of course. There may already be. Can you improve the app for phone users as it's not that good compared to laptop? Well, I have good news for you, sir. If you like the website better than the app, you can use the website instead of the app on your phone. I would encourage everyone to try to access Lichess when you're on your phone on a mobile browser. Give it a try. There's the features on the two do not precisely line up. There is stuff on the app that the website doesn't have, and there's stuff on the website that the app doesn't have. Here, have a toad for such great work. Thank you. Thank you. Why are all the Rapid Arena tournaments without increment? All of them are either 5-0, 10-0. Why? Well, okay. So we have to decide a couple things. We have to decide, when it comes to time controls, we have to decide which time controls appear on the homepage right here in the presets. And we also have to decide what time controls get official tournaments, right? And when we were discussing that, when that decision had to be made, I assure you we looked at lots of concrete data about what time controls people played. So we're not philosophically opposed to tournaments with increment. We're just trying to give people, what's popular. Uh-oh. Maybe dropping frames here. One moment. Okay, I think I'm back. Can somebody confirm in chat that I'm back? Oh, can somebody confirm? Man, you guys want to know what happened? Somebody confirm that I'm back. When are you getting a better internet connection for streaming? Oh, are you seeing me now? Am I back? Hello. I don't want to launch into anything if people aren't watching. You're back. Thank you, Magu, for confirming that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It seems that Mrs. Nojoke. Well, we'll start at the beginning. It seems that my daughter did something incredibly cute, and then Mrs. Nojoke took a video of it, and then Mrs. Nojoke wanted to upload that video to social media to brag about our cute daughter, who is objectively very cute. I don't disagree with that, and used up all the bandwidth. So I'm sorry you all had to wait while cuteness was uploaded. Can you send the Lichess Discord link? It is on the homepage over here on the left. Mr. Dachi asks, did you answer too many questions? Yes, unfortunately the Lichess servers have been struggling with the number of questions. You know, because of Queen's Gambit, the volume of questions has increased dramatically. We're adding servers to try to deal with the problems. Why do Lichess ratings skew higher than chess.com? Because no two rating systems will ever match up. It's a very fascinating thing when people say certain ratings are inflated or they're wrong or they're... It's a very interesting discussion because it shows the difference between how, I would say, like, very computer-minded people, very tech-minded people look at ratings and how... I don't know, the new chess players look at ratings. A rating is not a measurement like, I don't know, temperature. There is no objective correct answer. Your rating is always your rating within that system. Your rating is relative to other people in the system that have other ratings. Okay? So there's no correct answer. You can't say, well, I'm 1600 in this system, but I'm supposed to be 1400. Supposed to according to who? It's not how things work. So if one system is inflated, I mean, are euros inflated compared to dollars? Is Fahrenheit inflated compared to Celsius? They're different systems. They won't match up. And I guess I understand why people talk about it in those terms, because they see it as a big milestone. You know, they've been working very hard on their chess, and they want to pass 1500, or they want to pass 2000 or whatever, and they're very excited about it, and they want it to like mean something. And for it to mean something, the ratings have to be real. They have to be objective. And so somehow they attach one system as being the correct one. We may add some timed puzzles. Fahrenheit is definitely inflated. What else do we have? Let me go back a bit, see if there's any questions I missed. How to draw arrows on the phone in Lichess? I don't think that's possible. At least I'm not aware of a way. How do you write? Do like iPhones have something where you use two fingers and it right clicks? I don't know. I don't use Apple products, so I'm not sure. Somebody else will have to answer that one. Is he even seeing YouTube chat? Yes. Yes, I do. There's a lot of you talking. I'm sorry if I miss a message. Why is it that when you fail puzzles, it takes away about 3 times as much as you would have gained for successfully solving the puzzle or more? Well, there's a couple things at play here. First of all, if you're using a theme, for example, if you are, let me show you, sorry, puzzles. If you choose a specific theme, right, and it says openings here or whatever instead of a healthy mix, you will not gain as many points with the correct answer because knowing the theme of the puzzle is a big help. you will have more success knowing the themes than not knowing, so we have to adjust for that. The other thing to keep in mind is that the rating system that we use for puzzles is precisely the same rating system we use for games. When you solve a puzzle on Lichess, you are basically playing a game against the puzzle. And if you get it right, you get the rating points. And if you get it wrong, the puzzle gets the rating points, right? And the rating points will be subtracted from the puzzle accordingly as well. So if you're doing regular puzzles like a healthy mix, the puzzles from any theme, and you feel that the rating points awarded or deducted are unfair or unreasonable, the gentleman who made the rating system is currently I think like the professor emeritus of statistics at Harvard. And it's the same rating system as games. It's the same rating system I believe chess.com uses. So, sorry. Take up your complaints with Harvard. A lot of people are suggesting to look at percentile instead of ratings. Why don't we look at neither of them? Why don't we just enjoy a fun game? I'm shrugging a lot in this stream. I'm physically shrugging. Something about these questions just makes me physically shrug. Can we have a leaderboard for tactics? No. Then we have to like do cheat detection on puzzles. No, thank you. Can you add the Catalonia flag? I don't know, maybe. Make GitHub issue. What else do we have here? How many titled cheaters has Lichess found in the last year? A lot. I don't know the number off the top of my head. I'm sorry. What's the best way to navigate Lichess for a beginner to get better? I think I said I wasn't answering these questions. Oh, well, okay, this is a Lichess question. I was going to say I don't answer chess questions, but I suppose that one has a Lichess aspect to it, so I can answer. I would do puzzles or play games. I would do puzzles and then look them over carefully when you get them wrong, and I would play games and then review them afterwards. Analyze them, click the Learn from Your Mistakes button. Can Lichess launch the option to make the move through our voice instead of touch? Voice recognition is a tough one. I vaguely recall somebody making like, what's that thing called? An Alexa app? The little Amazon box that like spies on you and, you know, learns all your secrets while you talk to it. I vaguely recall somebody making an app that allowed that to interface with Lichess, but I may have been imagining that. It's possible to do in any case. It could be done with the API. I think Eric's made one. Yeah, that's also what I recall. That was a while ago, so maybe I'm forgetting details or maybe it doesn't work anymore. We have our first keyboard question. Usually those come in a lot more frequently. What about keyboard? He even apologized if it was asked before. Mr. Hogener, you are the best question asker I've ever seen. Kudos for your very well-formed question. Hi, awesome work. 2 exclamation points. 2 questions. What about keyboard players in Ultra and who has the most tournament wins? Keyboard is a extension. If you're not familiar, keyboard is an extension that allows you to make moves with button presses on your keyboard, which has the effect of allowing you to move a lot faster. So Ultra players like to use it. It is currently completely legal on Lichess. So I'm not sure what the question was there. It's legal now. As far as I know, it will continue to be legal. Who has the most tournament wins? Which tournament are we talking about? Just any tournament? If it's just any tournament, then I have no idea. If it's titled arenas, I think it must be either Alireza or Magnus. Somebody would have to go through. I'm not sure. I should know that. Somebody find me the all-time titled arena table. It must be Alireza or Magnus. I don't know who else it could be. To learn from your mistakes and computer analysis are hard to find. Yeah, that's probably true. That's very fair feedback. You have to scroll down to find them, so anything that's like below the fold probably gets missed a lot. I'm not sure. I don't have any concrete suggestions on that point, but we could probably raise visibility for that somehow. What percentage of Lichess workers are female? A low percentage. As in the chess world overall, unfortunately. But we do have a few. I know you're a nice guy, but as a moderator, can you ban anyone on the platform? I could. I generally need to have a good reason to ban them. If I was banning people with no good reason, the other Lichess folk would be very upset with me, and I would have some explaining to do. Any reason Lichess was coded using Scala? You would have to ask a dev about that. I know that Thibaut is a big fan of functional programming. After the new puzzles released, my puzzle rating seems to have stabilized 250 points higher. How can I know whether this increase is due to a change in puzzles, or if I lucked out by getting a few right while they were unstable, or if I... Okay, so with the new puzzle system, these are completely new puzzles. So yes, it still uses Glicko 2, but this is a totally different puzzle set. So again, we wouldn't expect your rating on the old puzzle set to match up perfectly with your rating on the new puzzle set. And that is fine with us. And I understand that players, again, use these as benchmarks and they use these as goals, and it kind of screws things up to switch a rating system. And I'm very sorry. I think it's worth it to get the new puzzle system. I think people can adjust their goals. The question about getting a few right and it being inaccurate because you got a few right in the beginning, that's just never a problem with Glicko. That sort of thing is no problem at all. Yes, if you get a few right, you know, if you're a little bit luck boxy in the beginning and you get more right than you otherwise would, yeah, it'll go higher, and then it'll go back down when you get some wrong. That's not like an effective way of fooling the rating system. Is it possible with the accessibility to hear the moves in other languages or just English? Yeah, I mean, I'm not against other languages, but that would be a lot of work to translate audio into lots of other languages. I'm not against it. It's just probably not super high on the to-do list right now. Are you reading YouTube chat? Yes. I am not only reading YouTube chat, I have read your message in YouTube chat, Chess Whale. I like that username, Chess Whale. Are you an actual whale? I heard Nojoke bans people who say the Alekhine is a bad opening. That is true. That is correct. And I stand behind that decision. Some things you just can't allow. Does the Lichess puzzle dashboard take into account the time it takes to solve puzzles? No. The time you take to solve a puzzle, as far as I know, has no effect on anything. Doesn't affect the rating, doesn't affect the dashboard. Are you going to raid Thibaut when you're done? Probably not. Probably not. I don't know if Thibaut wants like super high attention on his streams. I don't know, I'd have to ask him. Thibaut didn't put his stream on it's not linked on the homepage, which he's well within his rights to do, and I would be in favor of, but maybe he only wants a more manageable number of people. Let's see. How do I make all of my ratings the same? You get better or worse at chess as appropriate. Or Photoshop. That's another good answer. How to join the anti-joke activists? I've done lots of anti-joke work in my private life. It would be inappropriate to mix it with my professional life right now, so I can't talk about that. Sorry. What are the ways for chess enthusiasts to help Lichess besides donating? There's a whole page for this. If I can find it somewhere. Here, maybe? And contribute. Here it is. There's a whole article right here. You'll find it where the FAQ and the terms of service and everything is. I think that explains it as well as I could. How often do you shave your beard? Never. I trim it sometimes. I haven't shaved it off entirely since I was about 13. I may have literally never shaved my beard. Like, as soon as I had a beard, it was just perma-beard. Any plans of adding a leaderboard for correspondence games? No. No, there's not. Are variants generally not high on the to-do list at the moment? Oh, okay, I have to answer this. We have to talk about variants. The variants people get very upset with me because I am a virulent, I can never say that word. I am an enthusiastic standard chess supremacist. I have I have extremist anti-variance views. It's not that bad. The problem with variants, and as I say this, I'm not saying that there will never be another variant on Lichess or that variants are bad, anything like that. Problem with variants is, number one, they increase the complexity of the website a lot because they're different, because there are a million little bells and whistles and idiosyncrasies that need to be created and maintained that are different from standard chess. And number two, they're not super popular. They are popular, they are not super popular. The percentage of games played on Lichess that are variant games is very small. It's like, I don't know, 1 to 5% or something. So that suggests that we should not be using lots of dev time on variants. So no, there are no plans to add new variants, and we're not taking any away either, so, you know. I love you, variants peoples. Please don't hate me, variant people. I love you. I may not love your favorite board game, but I love you. Let's see. There's a question about translations. I am not the expert on translations. I need to plead the fifth on this one. If you have questions about which translations to contribute, you should ask in Crowdin. Is there any way to delete games history? No. Sorry. What's the criteria for streams to show up on the main page? We just decide. The Lichess as a team, somebody comes to our Slack channel and they say, hey, here's this new streamer. Can we front page them? And then everybody says, sure, great. Or, nah, I don't think so. And then it either happens or it doesn't. There's no concrete requirements. I can't tell how anyone else thinks about it. Personally, for anything that is linked on the homepage or linked anywhere, really, my criteria is, would Lichess users be happy to have been made aware of it? So, you know, if if like Magnus and Ali Reza are playing a 100-game match, that seems like something we should link. People are going to be excited about that. People are going to watch. What would people not want to be told about? Like a giant, I don't know, BMW ad. If there was a giant ad on the homepage of whatever BMW's new car is, I think people would not like to be made aware of that. They would be kind of annoyed. How to make the best use of Lichess? I don't know. You can decide that. Why does Lichess not have a team on Twitch? This has come up once or twice before. Maybe you can educate me. What is the advantage of having a Twitch team? What is the purpose of Twitch teams? Can someone explain it to me? It doesn't seem especially useful, but if it is useful, we might make one. I believe you have to be a Twitch partner to make teams, which we are not. Maybe we could find someone to do it for us. I don't know. I am somewhat ignorant of the finer points of these Twitch status symbols. You get to pretend you have unity between streamers? Okay, that sounds fun. Okay. How much money has been offered to buy Lichess? A lot. With many zeros. And all of the people offering it are making a terrible decision, by the way. First of all, obviously Lichess isn't for sale. And people try to buy it, or they try to invest in it, or all those other slimy words they use. And of course the answer is no. It's always no. It will always be no. But even if we did want to sell Lichess, I don't even know how that would work. As I mentioned before, we rely heavily on volunteer work. Most of the people doing stuff for Lichess are volunteers. All of that disappears when we become a business. Nobody is looking to, you know, I don't think, to help a business make money unpaid. If it's a community organization, if it's charity, people will be very generous with their time. I certainly wouldn't have anything to do with a for-profit Lichess. I'm gone. And when I'm gone, you might as well close down the website. What's the point, right? And it's all open source. So we would just open... It would be like, you guys ever watch Mad Men? It would be like when they all fired themselves from the company and then got their same clients. We would just open Neo Lichess the next day, which would be the same thing, you know? Anyway, if you're thinking of buying Lichess, it's not a good idea. Don't do it. When we analyze a game, is it possible to have a chess database from strong GMs? Yes, there already is. On the analysis board, if you click down here on this little book button, you get a database. You can choose to look at Lichess games from different rating categories, or you can see the Masters database. Most people, I think, reflexively look at the Masters database. I think that the Lichess database should get more love. This is very, very useful. There is all sorts of very interesting information in the Lichess database. I feel like if you are a 1800 player, you can find some useful bits of info in a database of players from your level. One thing that is very interesting to me is that, I guess I won't get too much into this, is openings that very strong players mostly ignore, probably because they're objectively bad, absolutely murder at lower levels. Like somewhat junky gambits, and not necessarily all gambits. Openings that are more active do really, really well at the lower levels. Let's see. What is the source of income of Lichess? Donations. Essentially 100% donations. We get a little bit from the merchandise store, the swag store, but it's a tiny percentage of income. Like less than 1%, I think. Yeah, I looked in the database and it said the Alekines was terrible and that everybody loses, and I can't allow that sort of anti-Alekine propaganda. What else do we have? Let me look back, see if I missed a question. The Lichess hoodie is amazing, thank you. Could you make better merch, please? The beanies are very low quality. Well, we don't actually make the merch. I think people know this. You hire a company to make the merch for you. We're not really set up well to do like screen printing. So basically people asked for merch. They wanted Lichess logos on hoodies and stuff, so we made the merch store. If the merch store that we hired is doing poor work in any sense, we would like to know, so please let us know. It's sort of different. It's difficult to find a merch company that like ships to everywhere in the world cleanly, but we're doing our best. Will the themed puzzles be also on the Lichess mobile Android app? I'd guess so, eventually. They're available now on mobile browsers, so fire up your mobile browser, take a look. How well does Lichess rating compare to FIDE rating? It does not compare. No rating system compares well to any other rating system. They're separate systems. Did Magnus ever donate? Yes, he donated the prize to the title. When he won the titled arena, he donated the prize back numerous times. Can we get improved puzzles? There's a whole new puzzle system. You want us to make another one? Arafat Rahman, I'm going to assume you haven't looked at puzzles in a while. But a couple weeks ago, we had a whole new puzzle system added. What is the best rating system? What's the one they use for TV shows? Nielsen ratings? I think Nielsen ratings are clearly the best. I think Nielsen ratings are a little bit inflated compared to FIDE, but is Lichess profitable? No. No, the answer is no, and let me explain why. Lichess does not have profit and never will. Profits are for businesses. We have money, yes. We have plenty of money that we use to pay bills, but we don't have profits, and we never will. That's not it's not something we do. There are meta rating systems for rating systems. Yeah, can I get a Glyco rating on Glyco versus, you know, Elo and whatever other systems exist? Is there a way I can contribute to Lichess coding, and how good skills are required? And what language does Lichess use? If you're interested in doing devy things, as I said before, I would recommend checking out the YouTube videos on setting up the dev environment. I would head to the dev Discord, which is linked on the homepage. Get yourself set up in the dev environment. If you can do that, take a look at some easy GitHub issues. See what you can do. Just start poking around, see what happens. What language? Scala is the backend. There's also TypeScript and a few others that I'm forgetting. Go look on the GitHub page. You can see all the information about the code right here on the GitHub page. You can read every jot and tittle of the code. Joining late, is there a way to search lines from one's own games? I may not know how to use the insights well. Mr. Bach, BMV 1080, here is the website you're looking for. One moment. Let me set this up. You want this website that is called Opening Tree. This is openingtree.com. And this website made an appearance on our blog about our favorite open source sites. Basically, you put in a username, you decide what color, analyze, and it will give you this very cool database thing of all the different lines you've played in your games and your score in those lines. So I could, for example, see that the Alekhine scores really well for me. Look at that. Look at that devastation. Never say, and look at that. A winning record with black. Nobody ever say anything mean about the Alekhine ever again, please. Oh, what else do we have here? Does the Lichess merch site ship only to Europe and the US? No, I don't think so. Not sure about that one, but I think it ships anywhere. It may be expensive to ship it where you are, depending on where you are. Have you ever blocked a Patron account for cheating? Many, many times. Many times. Many times cheaters get the bright idea that we won't ban them if they give us money. And then they find out that they were wrong about that. And then when they like write to us, they're very angry. I gave you money. Can you tell us a good joke about Lichess? No, I don't joke, sir. How can I contribute to cloud analysis? Excellent question. The cloud analysis is done by a bit of software called Fishnet. I believe you can find it here. Source code. Fishnet. Where is it? Here we go. Oh no, but wait. That's not it. Here we go. And I believe there is, yes, here's the website for, here's the URL for requesting a Fishnet key. You need to install Fishnet on your computer. You need to be approved and get a key, and then you can donate all of your CPU time. My ATM password, it is 1234. It seems a little obvious, but I would have trouble remembering it otherwise. Is there table bases on Lichess? Yes, there are absolutely table bases. The book button that we looked at earlier that shows opening moves, if you have a endgame position, like so, that same button will not show opening moves, it will show a table base. You can see it on the right there. You will see DTZ and then a number, or you will see DTM and a number. That is the distance to a capture and distance to mate. And how many pieces is it? Are they up to 7 or 8 pieces? I always forget how many pieces we have now. There's some number of pieces that is like a lot of work, but is it 7? Okay, 7. Yeah, and 8 would be, you know, more positions than like molecules in the known universe, right? Okay, it's 7. Thank you, chat. Look at you, chat, answering my questions. Answering my questions. The questioner has become the questionee. Why is it not DTC? I don't know. No idea. I don't know what the Z stands for either. Oh, 0, I assume. I assume the Z in DTZ stands for 0, like, because it resets the 50 move counter. Why is it not DTF? DTF will be on the Lichess dating site. That's the appropriate place for that. Ooh, according to Mr. Revoof, 8 is quite feasible. Well, get on that, pal. Have it on my desk in the morning. What's been the biggest donation Lichess has ever received? I'm not sure, actually. It's been a lot. People are very generous. I probably shouldn't say, right? Probably not correct to reveal that sort of thing. Have you ever played a King's Gambit? I must have at some point. Somebody's asking if we can remove a game from their game history. No. No, we cannot. There's no tools currently set up. There's no like button that I can go press to remove a game from history. Games are permanently public. Which makes sense, because it's not really your game, is it? It's you and the other person's game. You would be deleting it for them as well. Why is analysis broken on phones? What's wrong with analysis on phones? Any advice on how to attain the LM title? I think any scenario where you would get the LM title lean heavily on the existence of time travel. So it's not likely. Hello, Numeroid. How are you, friend? Are we saying ahoy to greet each other now? That's cute. That's cute. The streamer layout. Are you talking about the overlay? The overlay can be found here, I believe. Yeah, here's the streamer kit right here. Lichess.org/about. You can find logos and overlays and all sorts of such things. I have a question. What is the limit on the number of games I can request computer analysis on in a period of time? The exact number, let me find it. Hold on, I'm sorry, I have to do this every time I'm bringing up a different page. So you didn't see that. Hold on, I put in the wrong address. Here it is. How should I be expected to know how the website I work for works? There is a Lichess changelog. And we were talking about analysis limits. They were changed recently and then changed back to old levels. As I recall, the limits are 20 a day and maybe 30 a day and 120 a week. Where are they? It's in here somewhere. Yeah, that's it. It's 30 a day and 120 a week. And you actually get throttled if you do too many too quickly. I believe it's something along the lines of if you do 60 in 2 days, you'll only get 20 or something the next day. Basically, the idea is that you won't run out for, and not have one for like a week. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. Is it safe to make serious opening files on Lichess? Something about Chessbase? Like, I'm actually screwed if one day Lichess disappears and all my files are gone. The chances of Lichess disappearing seem quite low in the near term. You can download Lichess studies and have a local copy if you're worried about that sort of thing. Can we run analysis on our computer? Do you mean just of any position? Sure. We have local analysis here. Button over on the right. If you mean do Lichess, if you mean do analysis for other people, then you're looking for Fishnet. Why new accounts can't choose a lower rating? Lots of my friends who are new to chess are just straight losing games until they hit around 1,000. How long does it take you to get to 1,000 if you started at 1,500? If you're playing, I mean, you must be below 1,000 in like 5 games or so at the most. Yeah, it couldn't take that long. When you have a brand new rating, it jumps around by like gigantic, 200 or 300 point swings. So you can very quickly get to your correct rating. This sort of causes a problem sometimes because streamers want to do what do you call them? Speedruns? Maybe you've seen streamers do speedruns where they like start with a new account and try to get to 3,000 or whatever. When they do stuff like that, they have to manipulate the deviation of the rating, otherwise it doesn't work. If you try to do that on Lichess, like if Magnus tried to speedrun to 2,500, he'd get it in 6 games because the rating system works well and it figures out very quickly that this is a strong player. Are you the creator of Lichess? No. I'm just some guy. Can we get a free 150 bullet points? No. Although I appreciate your honesty and just begging directly. I kind of want to give it to you, actually. It's impressive. Does it count towards your quota if you do computer analysis on other people's games? Yes. In fact, it counts double. Doing analysis on your own games counts half of what it costs to do them on other people's games. When was the last time that Lichess did a manual intervention on rating points? And is more of that happening in the future? It's happened very rarely. Let me explain how this works. So, we all have different roles at Lichess. Everybody does different jobs. If you wanted to manually change a rating, I cannot do it because there's no mod tool that does it. No mod can do it. The only people that can do it are people that have direct server access, of whom there are very few necessarily. And it's not easy. I think people are imagining the Lichess database is like a spreadsheet, right? We just have a big spreadsheet with everybody's rating, and we just go to the spreadsheet and we, put in 1523 instead of 1521 and hit enter and go about our day. It is not that simple. It is significantly more complicated. And the people who do have server access absolutely hate editing it directly, manually, because there is a very good chance of breaking something. And we would all feel quite stupid if we broke something, if we broke the whole website in order to change, a 1521 blitz rating to 1523. So when you write me an email that says, please change my rating to 1523, this is an injustice, let me just explain what that means for me. I could absolutely go to the sysadmin and say, please change that to 1523. And that person will be very upset at me for wasting their time. And they will say, please don't bother me with this stuff again. I have important work to do. How often is the opening database updated? The Lichess database is updated all the time. The master's database hasn't been updated in a while. We should probably update it. What else do we have here? Oh, I was referring to a global rebalance when I asked about manual intervention in ratings. I think we had to, I'm not super sure on the technical details, but I think when we dropped the new puzzle system, there were some problems with inflation that we had to fix. If that counts as a manual intervention, then I guess that's it. That's the answer. Is there a Chris command now? That's kind of funny. What's the coolest thing you can show on Lichess? You're looking at it, baby. Easy answer to that question. Was 2020 the year with the larger amount of games played on Lichess? By how much? The answer is yes, and by a lot. By a whole lot. You can actually see here on the database page, lichess.org, excuse me, database.lichess.org, you can see the number of games, and you can see like December 2020 is 89 million games. December 2019 is less than half that. December 2018 is, where are you? Is again a much smaller number. Yeah, we've it's safe to say the number of users has increased recently. Every year is the year with the most amount of games played on Lichess. Well, eventually that may not be true. Why do I have Stockfish 10 in my local analysis browser and not Stockfish 12 like you? I'm not entirely sure. I believe certain browsers can't do Stockfish 12. I'm not sure about that. Keep in mind that the only officially supported browsers on Lichess are Chrome and Firefox. We try to keep other browsers working as well as we can. We try to keep Safari running. But not officially. Unofficially. What does LM title stand for? Nothing. Please forget that it exists. There will never, ever, ever be an LM title. I may not only stop answering questions about LM, I may begin to pretend that I don't know what it is. I think that may be the correct strategy. I think when LM comes up, I'm just going to say, LM? Nope, never heard of that. LM? What? No, listen, no. I've never heard of anything like that, and I think I would know. I think we spend more time telling people that we don't give out LM anymore than we used to spend confirming LM titles. If you use the web browser on my phone, the message you play with whatever pieces messes up the position of the pieces and it's hard to grab. I would bet that you need to update something. That would be the first thing I would try. Update your browser. Update your OS. That sounds like you would save time by giving out the LM titles. Yeah, maybe you're right. Numeroid asks, how do you become a Lichess administrator? Being a Lichess administrator is like being a vampire or a Highlander. You can only become one by defeating another one in single combat. I think I've mentioned that before. Mr. Dodgy has an interesting solution to the problem. We should just give LM to everyone. And then you won't ask for it because you already have it. Can you guys upgrade Lichess to always show the other player's lag in milliseconds? Are you talking about the slider with the bars? I like the bars. It's visually, it's easier to parse that information quickly. Which country's locations have the highest concentration of cheaters? Sir, wild horses could not drag me to answer that question. And also, I don't know. We don't keep data on cheaters by country. Actually, we couldn't keep data anyway because we don't know what nationality all of our users are. We have their IP address, which more or less connects to a country. Of course, not everyone in a country is from that country. Lichess is somewhat unique in that sense. Lichess may not know what nationality you are, but Facebook knows, YouTube knows, Google knows. Google knows everything about you. Google knows what country you're from. They know what your favorite food is. They know who you had a crush on in the 7th grade. They know all of your deepest, darkest secrets because they use trackers. Lichess does not. And why would we? But why do we need to know, you know, what age you are for you to play a chess game. It would be creepy for us to even ask. When you donate to Lichess for a month, do you get the wings permanently? No. The wings, there are only 2 price points for the wings. You can donate a minimum of $1 to get them monthly, or you can give $250 to get them lifetime. Can you create a Lichess browser? I don't think that's going to happen, pal. I think if you were looking for a open source browser that is high quality and has a high market share, I have excellent news for you. A open source browser that is very popular with people may already exist currently. We'll have to Google that one and then Bing it and then DuckDuckGo it. Yeah, Firefox I'm talking about, obviously. Sorry. Do you remember how you discovered Lichess for the first time? Yes. I was a streamer. I'm still a streamer, technically. I was a streamer and I was doing lessons with Selecki, with Chess Explained. And it was right about the time that Lichess was implementing studies. And I sort of, somebody on the Lichess team, years ago, whenever, heard that I was doing that, and I was kind of brought in to give feedback on studies. I may have been given like beta access. I'm forgetting details. And I'm charming as hell, so I immediately charmed the ball, and the rest is history. Why does Lichess lag on Firefox a lot more compared to Chrome? Is that true? I wasn't aware of that. I don't know. If you can confirm that is true, you could make a GitHub issue. Do you think we will see VR Lichess? Oh, I got a message from a guy the other day who was doing a chess app on one of the VR devices that connect via the Lichess API. But I'm totally forgetting. Go ask about it in the Discord. Somebody can help you out. You must have been a Lichess player before then? Yeah. I think when I was a streamer, I started out on ICC and then switched to Lichess at some point. But this was roughly 10,000 years ago, so my memory of those days is a bit hazy. We will not talk about cheat detection, sorry. It's the one thing I won't ask. What is the highest donation Lichess received ever? I shouldn't say. A lot. Should I play the Trompowsky? Yes, absolutely. Do you live in France? No. I am neither a Frenchman nor in France. I would hope the first one you can tell by my accent. Well, maybe I just had excellent English, who knows. The Lichess team is scattered throughout the world, on every continent. The Lichess people are heavily European, but far from everyone. And there's probably more Frenchmen, than in the world at large. But you should not assume if you're talking to Lichess people that person speaks French, which very often happens. Does Elon Musk ever donate to Lichess? Not that I'm aware of, but I don't necessarily go through the donations looking for Elon Musk, so maybe. I would donate $1 million to Lichess if I could. Thank you, sir. That's very kind of you to say. That's a lot of money. I don't think we need that much. Who is the richest Lichess user? How should I know? Somebody says the new tab you've released today in puzzles is so great. Yeah, has everybody seen this? We looked at it earlier, but I'll show it again because we probably have some viewers that didn't see the first part of the stream. Yeah, so there are new puzzle features here. You get this graph of puzzles you've gotten wrong and what the themes were of the ones you got wrong. You can see the same information in this format. You can see the stuff you're good at. You can see every puzzle that you've ever done and how you got all of them wrong. Going back to forever. It's not forever. I'm not sure how far it goes back. Let's see. Everybody's looking at their dashboard. Oh, I should mention that when if there's some sort of puzzle that you're very bad at, you can replay the ones that you've gotten wrong in that puzzle, or in that theme. Will Lichess ever move to a tax-free country like Dubai? That does not seem likely. That's not something we've ever discussed. The questions are fizzling out a bit. I guess it's my own fault for answering them too well. Can you create a challenge history? What does a challenge history do? The history of people that you've challenged? Why is that useful? Not to be mean about it. Why do you want to keep track of who you challenged? If you challenge them and they accept, we keep track of that. You know, those are called games. Everyone is looking at puzzles now. Yeah. How to get this puzzle dashboard. Okay, so from the main page, we'll go to the home page. I'll do the whole thing together. We're gonna go to puzzles. It will give you a puzzle. You click on themes over here on the left. Can I highlight that? All right, and it brings you to all of the different puzzle things. So you have themes, and then up here in the upper left is where you get to see this radar graph. Is there an algorithm that gets puzzles? Yes, that is where the puzzles come from. There are close to 1 million puzzles now in the Lichess puzzle set, so that sort of thing has to be done by an algorithm. It would be very difficult for human beings. It would be quite a lot of work for human beings to produce a 1 million puzzle set. It's kind of shady to get to those amazing puzzle dashboards. What do you mean shady? About the challenge history, I just want to know who has challenged me and I didn't see it. Oh, well, I believe that correspondence challenges stay there no matter what until they're accepted or declined or whatever. Otherwise, the person has to leave the window open for the challenge to continue to exist. Can Lichess make players' country flag visible while playing games? We could. The first problem is that not everyone has a flag enabled. The second problem is I don't know if I want to do that. I really like simplicity in a user interface. I like there to be only the elements necessary. And if there's like power user stuff that I might need once in a while, you can hide it away in some menu. You know, when I'm like a big Zen mode user where I just eliminate everything, just the board, the pieces, the clocks, that's it. So I don't want flags. That's not useful information to me. If you want to see a flag, you can go click on their profile. And if they want to show you a flag, they will. Other people might disagree. I may not be expressing the opinion of Lichess as an organization. I'm sure you could find people that would like to see flags on the game page. I am not one of them. What do you think of Berserk accounts? They're fine. When you make a new account on Lichess, you click a little toggle that says you agree to not make new accounts. But there are many exceptions to that rule that we will grant. Very often, strong players want to have an anonymous account and then an official account that they play in events in. That is perfectly fine. People have Berserk accounts, or they have blind accounts or drunk accounts. That is also fine. Generally, we are only going to get very upset about multi-accounting if you use it to cover up some misbehavior, or if you make a silly number of accounts. And generally, the punishment for making a silly number of accounts is that we ask you to stop making a silly number of accounts. That's the first punishment anyway. Hello, how can we check if our games have been in puzzle? There's a website for it somewhere. Somebody linked it earlier. Maybe you can find it in the VOD after the stream is over. There is a third-party website that helps you search for puzzles. Zen mode made me lose to Eric Rosen. I would guess that Zen mode was not the deciding factor in that game, but maybe I'm wrong. Will there be a puzzle rating distribution graph or a percentile for user ratings like there is for other ratings? There may be. Maybe. We're still doing puzzle things. I don't think we're totally done with puzzles yet. Thank you for the app. Or, excuse me, thank you for the link. There is the website that will let you search for puzzles. Will Lichess ever create puzzles for variants? There's no current plans to do it, but I believe there's a website for that. Again, I need to have my links ready. I could have swore I saw a variants puzzles website somewhere. Google for it. Can I post a link to the puzzle website? Yeah, go for it. This is a weird question. Can you make games that begin during the tournament time but end after arena tournament time count towards the tourney points? Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. I was confused by the question, but I understand now. Basically, what this person is asking about in arena tournaments, there's a timer. It's an hour-long tournament, and you get to 60 minutes, and at 60 minutes, the tournament is over. A winner is declared, that's it. If you are playing a game when the tournament ends, your game doesn't count towards the standings. You finish the game, but it doesn't count towards the standings. We could let those games count. It is somewhat inconvenient because basically everyone, when you're playing a tournament, it's very convenient to know exactly how long this tournament will last. Most people, practically, when they're playing on Lichess, have some constraints in the real world. They have to get to work, they're on their lunch break, they have to get to bed, etc., etc. So it's good to know very precisely how long the tournament lasts, what is the maximum amount of time that you will have to spend. If you're playing in an hour-long tournament and an hour passes and you have to wait to see who won, you might have to wait, 20 more minutes if it's a classical tournament. That is inconvenient, so we don't do it. I agree it is inconvenient, but some players prolong and do not end the game, even if it's blitz, and that causes points for those who are winning. Yep, I know. You're right. It has its disadvantages as well. But I think altogether it's the correct way to do things. Is there a way to access puzzle info without immediately being forced to play a rated puzzle? You're given a puzzle, but you're not forced to play it. You could go directly to the URL. When you go to puzzles, it gives you a puzzle, but you don't have to solve the puzzle. You can go straight to themes. I've played a correspondence game against a very obvious cheater who I've reported twice a week ago, and he's still playing. What gives? Well, there are two possible answers to that question, and I'm not sure which one is correct, but it pretty much has to be one of the two. The first answer is that we disagree that the person is cheating, in which case you know, with everything working as intended. The second one is that we somehow missed the report, in which case I apologize. When I am not able to solve the puzzle, what stops me from closing the page and trying another one, hence making my rating higher? Nothing. Nothing, Gads. Hello, Gads, by the way. Yeah, you can, there's probably a few ways to game puzzles and get a higher rating, but so what? You're only hurting yourself. There's no puzzle leaderboard, there's no puzzle trophies. You're just being a very silly person. Does the puzzle rating change when you play themes? Yes. You get less points for getting a correct puzzle if it comes from a theme. Because that makes it easier, right? Does healthy mix reflect the natural occurrences of tactics in games? It's an interesting question. I suppose the answer is we don't know. The algorithm was not, I don't think, designed to mimic the distribution of themes in real games. So it probably doesn't match up very well, I would assume. How come Lichess doesn't add timers to puzzles, like if you take too long, you don't get as many points? I don't think that's what people want. I don't know. It's not what I want. Maybe I'm totally misreading the public, but I think people like to just look at puzzles as long as they want to. If you want to put a timer on yourself, then you can. I reported a user for using a profane username, but the username is in the Swahili language, so you probably can't verify. What should I do? Of course we can verify it. I mean, okay, if the moderator that is reading the report that you sent is unlikely to be a native Swahili speaker, that is true, but we have Google. We can look into it. It's not a perfect system, but you know, we can kind of sort of deal with it. Oh, let's see. What are we gonna do here? I am getting a bit tired, so I think we're gonna do a raid. I think we're gonna do a raid here. Let's raid. Anybody have an opinion on who we raid? No, nothing. I don't care. I guess Astana. It doesn't matter to me. What's his username here? I always spell his name wrong. Astane. All right, let's do a raid. Astane. Did that go through? Did that go through? I believe it did. All right, guys, I'm taking off. I loved you all. This was a lot of fun. Oh, did it not go through? Let me try this again. There we go. There we go. There's the raid. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I hope I answered some of your questions. If you still have questions, you know, come to the Discord. This was a lot of fun. I love you all. Goodbye.